My name is Mrs. Jean Keenan, and I'm a nurse, and I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm still actually working. I write, and there's a free magazine there on the website. So want this to go out on YouTube, and also I'll be putting it on LinkedIn. And basically, it's that something was mentioned today regarding children and the sex, etc. Now, Pat, the COVID's not going away. And as a nurse, I want to be able to say to people that, it's my job to deal with things like the effects, the grief. I honestly don't think that we're born into anything except a veil of tears. And we have to make the best that we can, and we have to be able to work, put a roof over our head, so we have to have an education. And this is really to deal with all of those who really care about children and care about their education and their life. And I'm actually going to again quote Mr. Philip Putnam, that what's happening just now, he has written that our children, they will never forgive us if we don't do something about what's happening today as regarding how we're all looked after. And he mentions it and says that it's all the old fly-blown old ways that we did things. So there's going to be a new life, and it's going to be something we don't know about. But we know that we've got a basic things that will stand in our stead, that we know right from wrong. That's it. Also, the hardest thing to do is to unteach. Now, I worked for a company where we gave sex advice over the phone, free sex advice to young children between the ages of 12 to 18. And they could ask us any questions, so they always, a lot of people just mucked about and whatever. And it was sort of good, it was good natured also. And it was said to me when I was putting things out, and I put out about sex education, that we need nurses there in the schools. Now, we are the only people, and I mean a trained nurse, and it's in loco parentis, just like the teachers. And we've got the right, we've actually got more right to take that child home, go with that child until the parent comes, so in loco parentis. And if we have to advise them about different things, etc., these are subjects that you need a nurse to be speaking to, whoever is in charge. Oh, you need that. So that's something else to consider. So, as I say, we have to realise that they're not to blame. Well, it doesn't matter who's to blame. What matters is that there are people, and it's their job to be responsible and to help young people. And as a nurse, I want to help people, and I value life. Any life. It was said, the poor are with you always. And I nailed my colours to the mast when I was 23. I didn't want to earn money. I would rather do something for other people, and that's what I'm doing today. So with that in mind, there will be stuff there, you can download it. But the person that was saying to me, do you think that you should be talking about these things, just sort of, I said, excuse me. And I told him about my cousin. She was at school with me. We travelled around, and she said to me, Jean, I know you're teaching kids about sex, but really, they know more about it than you do, And I immediately jumped in and said to her, somebody had phoned. I said, sex-wise, how can I help you? And he said, how would you like it up the front and up the back? My pal up the back, And I said, well, that you must have been watching a film about that. So, he said, I said, do you know that they're all dead now? And what do you mean they're all dead? So I explained to him that in order to take these films, they have to be so up in drugs for that to happen, and everybody's to think, oh, that's all right, if they can, but by the time that goes out, they're dead. And so there's somebody else, and somebody's making money out of it, and meanwhile back at the ranch, you haven't got a chance in future, okay? So there's loads of stuff there. But let's start with that most important thing, the sexual. So the next thing is, can we get I know you can get free condoms, in the family planning, but do they give you tampons as well? So I said, well, they wouldn't say you're stuck. I mean, they're nurses, so there'll be something there. They'll be able to give you something. I said, but usually if somebody asks me that, it's because, well, their mum's not there, and it's their dad. Oh, no. She says, no, my mommy gives me my money for my pads. She says, but I need the tampons as well. So I said to her, well, why on earth would you need the tampons as well? So she says, well, you know how the boys all like it up the back. And she says, see if I don't put a tampon up there, all the shite off falls out, So I said, well, these are the things that I said to my cousin. She says, oh, crikey, that's it, oh, Jean. And it's the same with the guy that said to me, do you think you have to say all these things? They won't talk about it, but as I say, talking about things like that is something these are my skills. These are our skills as nurses. And so therefore, I have to speak about it today because it's in the news today, and there's a lot of people saying, but here you have it, as best I can give it. And I won't be stopping. I'll keep on, keeping on, etc. The other thing about children is that as soon as they get to puberty, they know right away that everybody that they're looking at that's older is an absolute hypocrite. Many of them, too, are whited sepulchres. And there is nothing truer than that. And that's what we all are. Unless we're trying hard not to be. And there are many people who are trying hard not to be. But it's very difficult. And if you think about the level of people who are addicted to everything. And that's because, well, I need to feed the baby, so I better have a wee fag first, or oh crikey, I have to go home to the wife and that. Listen, I deserve a drink, and that's it. That's the kind of what happens. But look at all the money that we're spending on every aspect. Everybody who's addicted is affecting 7 other people. So keep multiplying it, and that's really it. So I don't really know in what else I would want to say about all of these things. Educators and people that think, well, we can wait a bit. Politically, they want things dealt with. Not just now. We'll have a committee, and we'll, and if they're out for themselves, then they've always got a patsy there. So if the committee says, "Oh, that's dreadful," just fire them. So they've always got somebody they can fire, whatever. I'm not telling you anything you don't know. There's all these stages of abuse. You can't escape any of them. You can't. Shock, etc. And then you have the first one, which is self-neglect. Now the other one, elderly people, and the pandemic and all of this carry on. And they just feel they can't cope. Because there's actually no structure there. And there's no communication between the young. And then the young are left there and nobody's giving them any money. I think I'm going to have to finish at that one. I think I'm going to have to finish. I'm doing my best, So educators, you can, what happens, and it's a psychology. It's the first lesson that you learn in psychology. And that is that we're not really aware of what our modus operandi is. We say, yes, we'll do that. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, in South Sudan today, they're dying. And the ones that were there yesterday or before, they're dead, and the other ones, and there's others, and an absolute disgrace. So that's why I'm doing that today. Okay, my name is Mrs. Jean Keenan, and I'm a nurse, a registered general nurse, and I'm still licensed in New York until 2023. And I've got dual nationality, and I'm going to leave that with you now.